What's going on, Gooners, Goonerettes? It's time for us to have a little chat about the week's events. Serrano, the Manchester City CEO, came out this morning and said, look, we're doing it the right way. There are other teams spending more money than us. And he mentioned Man United, Chelsea and Arsenal. So let's address that first before we do anything, because a lot of people are out there saying, congratulations, Manchester City, you're in the final of the Champions League. You completely outclassed one of the best teams in the league. Real Madrid has proven to be the best team in Europe over the last few years. And they were shell-shocked with what happened. But me, not so much. So first of all, let's address this. Manchester City's current team that they're playing with and the team that's won 4 out of the last 5 league titles has accumulated to 1.7 billion. Let's lay that out. So while you're talking about lately, like in the last year or two, you're right, United, Arsenal and Chelsea have spent more, and you've done great business selling Raheem Sterling and selling Jesus and Zinchenko. You recuperated about 100 million in those sales, so you've got money back, so that kind of adds up. Last transfer window, Man City actually made a profit from player sales and players coming in. But that doesn't stop what you've been doing over the last 6 or 7 years. That doesn't stop, quite frankly, it doesn't stop what you've been doing since 2009. Now, we know that you're under charges. We know UEFA came out and said that you've breached ample amount of chances, for which you were supposed to have a 2-year ban in 2020, and that was delayed. You're still currently now being investigated. So am I out there giving congratulations to what Man City has done? Not really, because you're still under investigation. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. There's over 100 charges that you've been accused of since 2009. So I'm going to not really say anything for now and wait until those things happen, because what I can say is Arsenal is a team that's always spent within their means. They've had a sustainable model, which in 2018 recently changed under Josh Kroenke's leadership. So when Stan was in charge and overseeing the team, and he wasn't overseeing the team, let's be honest, Ivan Gazidis and Dick Law was dealing with all the finances, and they messed it up big time. They left us in the red. And when those guys took over, the new guys, they were left with situations where they couldn't really spend any money because the books were all being fudged. Ralstonelli's out the door and all those dodgy deals are a thing of the past. Arsenal now are spending smartly. They're still in the red, but they're spending smartly because all of those accumulated deals, a new Adidas deal that has just been done, which I said to you guys, an extension going up to 2030, that has made Arsenal cash rich going into those years, and then the stadium rights and everything sort of moves forward. Now you're finishing second in the league. Champions League money, 42 million's now entered the fray on a yearly basis. That's going to be coming in. More TV rights money, all that revenue, match day revenue now for Champions League, as well as all the other stuff is coming. Arsenal are going to severely be going into a golden age period. So that debt and all that money that they put forward to buy all these players and get this investment done, that's going to be taken care of. That's already accounted for. And over the next couple of seasons, Arsenal would be strolling, rocketing out of the red into the gold. Most of the players had Champions League clauses in their contracts, which will pay them an extra 10 or 20% on their salary. So salary is going to come up. So look, everybody wins in this situation. But what I will say about Man City is I'm not going to be out there applauding them right now, because what they're doing is expected. And if they're found guilty, it's almost as bad as using steroids. And you can say what you want, guys. This is just my opinion. So I'm not really going to be out there lauding what they've achieved, because quite frankly, I'm surprised that they wouldn't have achieved what they did with the amount that's been invested. There's still an element of coaching and what Pep Guardiola's doing, and that has to be applauded. But at the same time, look at the advantage that you got. Yeah? And you're going up against the youngest team in the league. And I know some Arsenal fans don't even like talking about this, but I don't care. I'm still going to talk about it. 22 years and 4 months is the average age of Arsenal. The only team that matches that is Southampton. and they're bottom of the league getting relegated. So can you imagine that with that talent and that age group, Arsenal have been able to take Manchester City to the wire all season long? Yeah? That's what they've done. So they should be applauded for that. And they've done it legally. There's no investigation into Arsenal Football Club whatsoever. There's no reprimand. FIFA never came out and gave us a 2-year ban. Remember, this was a Champions League ban, which was supposed to be followed by a points deduction. And that led on to another investigation. So this whole thing has been going on over Man City's, the cloud over their head. Arsenal have not been doing that. When Arsenal realised that the books were wrong and everything was left to die after Dick Law, they've come in and they've created a model which is workable. And while they're in debt, it's manageable debt. So it's debt that you can work with moving forward into the gold. So, look, I'm going to applaud my boys. I'm going to clap for the Arsenal. Look, I was out today wearing my shirt, and some people stopped me in the middle of the street and they said, Apollo, what do you think of your team, man? They let you down this season. I said, really? Is that how you're looking at it? Look what they're up against. A team 24 games unbeaten, won 16 out of their last 17 games. That's the kind of campaign that Arsenal have had to fight against. And you expect me to be embarrassed by that? You expect me to be embarrassed by the fact that Arsenal failed to beat that Man City team? If that's your narrative and if that's the way how you're looking at it, then you're looking at it in the wrong way, man. And you're about to have a really bad summer. Me? I'm smiling. I'm loving it. I'm proud of my team. And I love the way that they're developing. I really do. And I'm looking forward to paying my season ticket money when it comes up in the next week. And I'll have no qualms about that whatsoever because I am entertained. I am entertained. So listen, guys, I just wanted to clear that out of the way before I talked about what to expect in the last few games. Nottingham Forest coming up. That's not looking good, guys. The way how we left the Brighton game, not happy about that. And what that tells you is that the heads have dropped. After that elation of Newcastle and the amazing, one of the best away performances I've seen this season, they crashed and it's all gone. And I think the only way Arteta gets around it is to try and fire up his guys and then change the team around. So we know that Gabriel Martinelli now, he's not just out for the season, but they're saying he's out for 2 months. So he's going to struggle to even get back here for pre-season. So that's not good. But what is good is there was a guy who used to play in that position called Smith Rowe. And at a time, last season, they were swapping them in and out because they couldn't kind of figure out who deserves to start. In the end, it was Martinelli that started. We get it. But Smith Rowe can still deliver from there. And not just that, but Trossard plays out there as well. I don't really like him there. I like Trossard through the middle where he can make things happen. When you put him out wide, he gets stuck a little bit because he doesn't have the speed and the ability to go past players. He doesn't have that kind of pace. But the intelligence and the thought of mind and the vision and the creativity, that bodes well through the middle. Whether he's at the point, the 10, the 8 or whatever, he's a smarter player through the middle. So I'd like to see what he does with that. Reece Nelson, play the guy. He needs to play. I've been saying that all season long. Now's your opportunity to maybe put him in the lineup. He can go on the left. You can put him in, no problem. In fact, I like that. If it's Nelson on the left, Saka on the right, even though Saka deserves a rest, even though we're at the end of the season and some might say it's not even worth it. But he's been off the boil for a while. But I would just change it up. I would change it up. I would probably put Partey back in the midfield. Jorginho didn't play well in the last game. A lot of players struggled. Kivior struggled. A lot of players struggled. Ben White struggled as well. A lot has been said about Kieran Tierney. And guys, I've got to talk about Kieran Tierney. Because a lot of you guys have been saying, plug him in, put him in. There's a place for him there. Zinchenko's not playing well. Well, you've seen what happened when Zinchenko's not there. We are clueless. Yeah? And so that doesn't give Kieran Tierney any clout. And what also doesn't give Kieran Tierney clout is when Kieran Tierney played before Zinchenko came into the team. he was getting rinsed by the likes of Man United, Man City, Liverpool. Salah just blow him up in all these games. For a couple of years that Kieran Tierney's been here, he's proved that while he's a good left back, he's not an elite left back. He isn't. I'm just telling you the truth. He's not an elite back. He has not been able to defend the likes of Mahrez, Salah, any of them guys. And you all saw what Tomiyasu did against Salah in the first game. Yeah, but he took him out. He played him off the pitch. We don't have Tomiyasu here at the moment, but we will have it next year. I would rather see a backup left back in Tomiyasu, backing up right back as well, and left back, than Kieran Tierney. That's just my opinion. If it was down to me, I'm hearing now Man City want to swap Cancelo for Kieran Tierney. I would do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice. I wouldn't even blink. I would get that done. Cancelo is one of the best left backs in the world. And talking about inverted as well. So you'd have two competent inverted left backs in Cancelo and Zinchenko, who had won multiple amount of titles with Man City. Multiple. Why would you not want to go into a season with that? That's my question. So, yeah, that's kind of where I am in the moment. Not looking forward to Nottingham Forest, but I would like a lot of changes. I'd like change. I'd give some of these guys a chance, man. Give some of these guys who've been waiting and sitting on the bench and not doing much, give them a chance. And it doesn't matter if we win, we win. If we lose, we're not gonna finish any worse than second. And I know some people are saying, yeah, the points total, the 3 points would add on to, you know, what only the Invincibles could match. I ain't even worried about all that. Because, like I said, this is the first year this team came out. This year is our coming out party. Yeah? It ain't Leicester. It ain't where, yeah, let's challenge for the title and then sell half of the team. This ain't that. This team's going to get better and it's going to improve and we're going to strengthen and all those things. This is just the crust, guys, of what we're capable of doing. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Peace out, guys. Love you like cooked food. Speak to you later, man. Peace out.